everyone, I'm here with a 2020 Audi A4 Quattro Premium, and this is the S-Line trim, and today I just want to do a quick 15,000 mile update on this car and just let you know how it's all going with this. I've had this car for just over a year now. I took delivery December 21st, 2021, and today is January 28th, 2022. So I've had this car for just over 13 months. I bought it with 620 miles, and now it has just under 15,000 miles, 14,822 miles to be exact. And it's been a pretty great car so far. Can't say that I've had too many things wrong with it. I think the only thing with the winter months is that I've noticed the tires aren't quite as good as when they were brand new. I think they're down to 8 seconds of tread now instead of the 10 to 10 and a half 30 seconds that were on the tires when they were brand new. They're Pirelli Cinturato P7 all-season tires, non-run flats, so they're a little quieter than if I had run flats on the car, but it does have a full-size spare in the trunk, which is pretty nice. This is the S-Line trim, so it has 18-inch alloy wheels, the sport alloy wheels, the sport front fascia, and yeah, it's got the side skirts and the front bumper that are the S-Line specific, and it also has S-Line trim inside when you first walk into the car. And I'll show you that here. I think it's the sill plates on the driver's door and the front passenger's door that light up at night, which is pretty nice. Also has the S-Line sport front seats as well, so those are a little more comfortable than the base seats. So yeah, not much has been going on with this car over the last 6,000 or 7,000 miles since my last update video. I've just gotten an oil and filter change outside of the Audi Care package. I just don't think that getting an oil change every 10,000 miles on a direct fuel injection turbocharged high output engine is the best idea, so I get an oil change every 6,000 to 7,000 miles, and so I got an oil change when I first got the car at 620 miles. That was like the first oil change the dealer did before I bought the car, and it was on their dime. Then I got it at 7,800 miles was the next one, so I did 7,200 miles, just under 7,200 miles on that second oil change that it had. And then I just got this one done at 14,600 miles, so about 200 miles ago. And then at 20,000 miles, I will do the 20,000 mile service on this car, which involves like a tire rotation, air filter, engine air filter, cabin air filter, engine oil change, engine filter change, and then in addition to, there's a few more things. I think it does like a fluid change for the differential, I believe. So not too much going on with this car right now. It's been pretty solid. I will say that I've had to do the soft reset using the procedure in one of my videos for the transmission control module, because it seems like the shifting just is odd. It like learns how you drive, but if you start driving really aggressively, the shifts become more abrupt and not as smooth. And so I have to do the reset probably about once a month, and then it smooths out the shifts for a couple weeks. And I've just noticed that it's not the smoothest shifting 7-speed dual clutch transmission. It's doesn't feel necessarily clunky. It just has more shifts that are not as smooth as a traditional automatic, although they are quicker shifts. So you kind of give and take in that regard. And you can tell it's just a very clean car. This is a Glacier metallic, so a Glacier white metallic. So it's pretty sharp, and I've kept it relatively clean despite it being horrible conditions outside in the winter with super salty and just tons of slush. It's actually only like 15 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so I'm freezing my butt off out here. So with that said, let's step inside the car. I'll just show you the back seat. I don't think there's really much to see back there, but you can just see if there's any wear on the back seats. Not many people have sat back here. Very, very minor wrinkling from a few people that have sat back here. And the Audi dealership, because it was so cold, they couldn't give it a car wash. They actually washed the floor mat, so you can see it. They're pretty clean over there. So not much to say about the back seat. Still has a really solid sounding door in the back and in the front. Just noticed I got some slush in here. But if I close the door here, very solid still. And as you can tell, 14,823 miles. And other than that, I think the interior's held up really well. There's a little bit of wear on the bolster there close to the door for the passenger, just from exiting and entering the vehicle with these kind of highly bolstered seats. Really clean floor mats. Again, the Audi dealership really did a good job of cleaning the interior of this. And as far as wear on my seat, it's almost the same as the passenger seat. A little bit more here, so this is a little more reminiscent of the Alfa Romeo Giulia that I had before this, the red one. So the wear seems to be very similar. Hoping that it slows down in terms of the wear and the wrinkling, so I don't want too much on the leather seats. But we'll give it a little start here. Foot on the brake, and it just fires up like instantly. It's super smooth and super responsive to start up. It also warms up extremely fast on a cold day. I've been driving this car for about 20 minutes now, so it had plenty of time to warm up. But even on a frigid day under 0 degrees Fahrenheit, it only takes about 5 minutes for it to warm all the way up. And I already got warm air blowing through the vents in under 5 minutes, so that's pretty impressive. I will say, just overall, this car's gotten really good gas mileage as well. It's really fast and punchy. Over the last couple days on this tank of gas, I'm getting like 30.2 mpg average here in the winter, doing mostly highway driving, probably about 75 to 80% highway driving. Long term on this oil change, 6,900 miles. I should reset this, but over the last 6,900 miles, I've gotten 33.1 miles per gallon. So that's really good. Other than that, it's been a really solid car. I don't think I have too much to complain about. I will say that when you want to use the garage door opener up here and you're moving in drive over like 2 miles an hour, you can't actually open the garage door using that button up there. It's not available while in motion. And I know that Audi has like a record that they're working on to try to fix that. So right now I've programmed this kind of master switch here to open the garage door from the steering wheel, even while in motion. So that's what I do there. Normal cruise control is super responsive. It just loves to maintain the speed no matter what the incline is, and this car has tons of low down torque. As long as you're at 1600 RPM or higher, this car rarely has to downshift even on the highway. As long as you're doing about 70 miles an hour or faster, it almost never downshifts. It's always in 7th gear, and it gets great fuel economy as a result. So it's been pretty impressive overall. I think we'll step outside and just listen to the engine. It's a pretty quiet engine, even though it has direct fuel injection. It still is good. I do like how the bell, I mean, it's something really simple, but the chime when you get in and out of the car, or when you have to put your seatbelt on, it's kind of an elegant chime, and kind of like that about this car. It's definitely just like little things like that make it more of a premium experience compared to other cars, and I think I really appreciate what Audi was trying to do when they were making this. So but overall, I'm really happy with it, and you can tell it's a very quiet engine even when it's warmed up like this. It's really well insulated from the occupants, and this car is just fantastically smooth, comfortable. I will say the ride is a little bit firmer than a non-S-Line car. Maybe it's just the wheels, maybe it's the tires, maybe there are some minor suspension changes, but that's just something to be aware of if you're in the market for one of these. So that's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, I've been extremely happy with it. It's been a great car, and you know, I hope to put on many more miles in the coming years. So this is a 15,000 mile update on a 2020 Audi A4 Quattro Premium S-Line, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review today. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the section below, and I'll talk to you later.